Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, The BENG Finance. My name is Emmeline. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with me again, and if you're new, thank you for watching and hopefully you stay, and if you're not new, thank you for coming back. Let's see what we get into this time. So today's video, sorry for my voice, today's video is basically a video on my financial toxic traits. And so I've been consuming a lot of YouTube content around finance and just doing better with my money, right? And through all the knowledge I've been gathering, I've realized that there are certain ways that I just have been sabotaging myself when it comes to my finances, and I'm sharing this just to kind of prompt anyone who is looking to start a financial journey to really kind of sit down and pay attention to what has been holding you back in your finances, right? There's many different ways. Sometimes it's making money, sometimes it's your attitude towards money, sometimes it's just a lack of planning. And so many of us struggle with different things, and I just definitely found a few things that I just was like, sis, do you not want to do great in life? And doing great in life doesn't have anything to do with money, but money definitely helps you plan for a better life. So let's get into it. My first, and I'm going to be looking down on my notes, as y'all know, love my phone. But yeah, anyways, as my first toxic trait when it comes to money is I've always perceived the pursuit of money to be a negative quality, right? And so I've always viewed people that were sort of, money hungry is how I viewed it, but people who had their mind very much focused on money, I always just viewed them as just kind of like gluttonous but with money, right? There's the kind of portrayal of money that people are greedy, they don't want to share, they'll trample over people just to make money. And so I've always viewed the pursuit of money as that, right? And there's a healthy balance. I think there's something to be said for people who are just greedy with their money and will watch the world burn just so they can make a quick buck. There's something to be said for that, right? But at the same time, being wise with your finances is something that I don't know how to say it, but it's something that honestly is not, I don't think when I was growing up it was talked about enough. I don't know how to explain it. It's not a bad thing, right? But when it's conflated with being, any conversation about money is just kind of like, oh, the root of money is all evil. I just naturally just looked at it like I'm not supposed to think too hard about money. I'm not supposed to, be penny pinching. I'm not supposed to, it just led me to be very blasé with my money, honestly. I'm a person that I will work hard and so I'll earn money, but when it comes to how I spend that money, I just didn't put too much thought into it because it was just kind of like if I started doing that, then I would become like those people, right? And so that's one thing that I would definitely say is my outlook on pursuing money, or even just thinking about money and getting better with money, was always tied to oh, that's greedy, oh, you shouldn't love money like that. And it's not a love of money, it's just about minding your resources. So my next toxic trait is I just don't respect, I didn't, right? We're moving past this. I didn't respect money. And when I say I didn't respect money, I mean it in kind of like money as a tool, right? I didn't respect money as a tool. I looked at money as just like the dollar bills that sit in my hands. What am I going to do with it? Usually when I get money, I get rid of it. I'm like, and I didn't respect what money can really do for a person. Like when you think of compound interest, right? When you think of investing, when you think of all the different things that money can do for you in terms of building out your life, purchasing a home. I've always known I was going to buy a house, but I'm like, this problem will take care of itself when we get there. And it's just because I didn't respect how money truly works in a way. And so that's definitely a mentality that we just got to let that go by the wayside because we got things to do in this life, And then another toxic trait that I had is, for some strange reason, I do not take advantage of discounts or ways to spend less. So I am a person that is relatively thrifty. Ask anybody that knows me, I love a good deal, right? But for some reason, I never pursue avenues of, you know, saving money, such as scholarships, such as discounts, such as coupons. Like, you know, those couponing websites so many people use to like save. Some people use Shop Tiger, some people use like Ebates, and I think it's Rakuten or something like that right now. So many people use these websites, and I always knew about them. Like I said, I am a bargain shopper, right? But I just never ever, for some reason, maybe I don't think I'll get a coupon, I don't think like it'll work out for me, so I just never considered it. And people save so much money, especially when it comes to grocery shopping, when it comes to just regular shopping. And so that's one thing I've noticed. Like, even when it came to school, I didn't apply to a scholarship until going into my senior year of my undergrad career. And it's just because I just didn't think I would get a scholarship. Now, coming into my undergrad career, I had a 3.9 GPA. I was coming in as an Black female engineer. I'm pretty sure there were tons of scholarships out there for me, but I never even thought to apply to them. I just never considered them because I'm like, I guess I'll just take out the loans and pay for it later. A mess. Truly a mess. But anyway, we move. Another toxic money trait that I had was I just viewed money an extension of my freedom and my personality, and not necessarily as a resource. I guess what I mean by that is like, I am a person that likes to be free. I like to move how I need to move. I don't like nobody getting in my way. And my money is definitely an extension of that, you know, aspect of my personality. I buy whatever I want, whenever I want to, however I want to do it. And if there's something getting in my way, I will figure it out, and I'm gonna spend the money and we'll worry about it later. And I've always used my money as an extension of my personality in that way. Like, I think I have an inside joke with one of my friends, and every time we go out together, she sings that T.I. song, "You Can Have Whatever You Like," because that is how I live my life, you know? And like I said, I recently started noticing that, because there would just be sometimes where I would go out and I'll tell myself, oh, I'm going to spend this much because I'm trying to rein in my finances. And then I would get there and I'd be like, screw it. Like, I want, you know, the $50 plate of steak, and I don't even eat steak like that, but I'll get just whatever is on the menu that I want. I will just throw the budget just throw the budget to the wind, and, you know, just do whatever I want in the moment. And then whatever the financial damage is, I'll just figure it out later. And I've been relatively good at juggling, you know, my financial responsibilities and that aspect of my personality when it comes to money, that it's never really been an issue. But then when I do the math of how much money I've lost doing stuff like that, it is astounding. And so again, through all this sort of financial education I've been, you know, pursuing, I realized that my money has always been an extension of that part of my personality for a very long time, honestly. And so gotta get away from that. But anyway, on to the next one. So my next personality, my next I guess toxic financial trait would be, I view money in a static way, and that it's just there to be spent, and, you know, you just get it and spend it. And what I mean by static is in the fact that you only look at money as like a tender, right? I use my money to go get something, whatever I want, I'll trade in the money for that thing, right? And that is one way of using money, but money is a very mutable resource. It can turn into a house, it can turn into a stock, it can turn into, you know, like, just it can turn into many different things for you. It can turn into a vacation, it can turn into I don't know, a foundation. Like, it can turn into a foundation. Like, it can turn into just about anything you want. But like, I never looked at my money as being able to transmute into those things. My money always was for one thing. I take the physical cash, I go trade it in for, you know, something on Forever 21's website or Shein. I get what I want, and we keep it pushing, and I'll just go make more, and, you know, but that's that, right? We just work hard and get some more money after I spend the one that's currently here. And so that's another thing that I realized that kind of just like shocked me, because like you start becoming financial literate, and you see the different ways in which money can multiply or decrease, or transform, or just like it's it's really, as a math person, that's really cool to me. But just on just a normal human level, like having just that one look at money is really detrimental, because again, you don't use it as a resource. You don't know all the different ways it can be like changed to create different things. Like think of like iron, how we change iron into so many different alloys, right? Money is that in a way, but like I never thought about it like that, so here we are wasting it. So yeah. And then my last I guess, yeah, and then actually this is not my last one. This is not the last one. There's a lot, but this is the next one, right? I take the ability to make money for granted. Now this is very, very true, and I think I wouldn't say this is something I knew about myself. I knew about it, but not in this sense. I've always told myself, well, not told myself, I've always known myself to be a hardworking person and a very resourceful person. If I want money, I will get it, right? And so I have done many different things: braiding hair, cashier, tutoring, whatever it is. Believe me, I will learn that skill and I will turn it into a money-making machine for myself. And over the years, I've made pretty decent money. But one thing I've always taken for granted, the fact that like there's gonna be some days where like money won't be flowing in. And I've been blessed and privileged in my life to probably not know that so much. Like there was a very short period of time when I was in undergrad where I couldn't work, and it was torturous. Like, cause like I said, I'm always used to finding ways to make money. I can get around and get it, and it was very torturous. And I think that's when I realized, like, if you have savings, that situation would not be as bad as it was, because you would have some backup. But because I've always taken the ability to make money for granted, I never think of a backup. If the money runs out, just go get another job. Like if the money runs out, find another way to make the money, learn a new skill, And again, it makes me very resourceful in one way, but also incredibly wasteful in another way, because like I said, I haven't faced too much challenge in my ability to get money. Right, so that's another toxic personality trait that I have. And then the last one, we're done. Where after this one we're done, is the fact that like I looked at all my money as spendable. So from all the education I've been getting on YouTube, you're supposed to have an emergency fund. You're supposed to have a fund for like long term. Like an emergency fund is like when you lose your job for some months and you need to cover yourself, right, for a few months, no money coming in. There's that. And then there's money for like if your car breaks down, like a separate fund for like small emergencies, like your car breaking down and stuff like that. You have money set aside for that. I always looked at all my money as spendable. And so usually what happens is if I get a paycheck or anything comes in, I look at it and I'm like, what do I need to buy? And I'll buy until there's nothing left, and I'm like, well, let's go make some more money because there's more things to buy. And so that always left me with like literally little to no savings. I mean, let's not even lie, no savings, and again, constantly having to put in the time to make the money. And though I always do things that I enjoy doing for the money, so it's not like I get flustered getting it. It's the fact that like you have done all this work and you have absolutely nothing to show for it, And so that is definitely some things that I've been learning about myself. I hope this educated some of you guys on maybe we share similar toxic money traits, and if not, you can definitely leave some in the comments down below, because I would like to know maybe there's some other ways that I just view money, and how I view it is not detrimental to my financial wealth or my financial growth or whatever. But I would definitely like to know what other money traits you guys have that you think are holding you back, and we can create a little community here and try to help each other out. Thank you so much again for watching this video. My name is Emily and you're here with the BENG Finance. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for sticking around.